show you. But before we do, I got some more of this propaganda. I think personally, I think it's propaganda, but we'll just play these clips. Stand by.
Hey guys, it's me, Colin, Project Constitution. I just want to react to this video from Benny Johnson because this is complete lies.
We're outside of the 4th District Courthouse here in Utah. The Charlie Kirk preliminary murder trial just wrapped. We were there and witnessed everything, and you have to hear this because it was devastating what we watched. And the judge ruled that you can't see the high-definition quality video, 4K, of Tyler Robinson committing the murder of Charlie Kirk. But we saw it, and they played it on giant screens inside of the courthouse. You can see clearly Tyler Robinson's face. You can see crystal clear the license plate number on his vehicle, his movements on the rooftop. You can time it up to when Charlie Kirk was murdered. And what you also couldn't see was what happened inside of the courthouse. Erica Kirk was sobbing in the arms of her mother-in-law, Charlie's mother.
Benny Johnson is lying to you. People who were actually inside the courtroom today, like Billy Webb, Elizabeth Lane, and Brandy Cicilline, have all confirmed what Benny is claiming is false. He said they played high-quality 4K footage where you could clearly see Tyler Robinson's face on the roof. That's not what happened. Most of the clips shown were already public. There were only a few new ones, and none of them showed the clear, zoomed-in view of Tyler Robinson that Benny is describing. There was also no high-definition footage of anyone actually taking the shot. And this is confirmed, by the way, by KSL and Reuters. This is clearly coordinated. Erica Kirk's team wanted the public to think devastating evidence was shown in court. Benny conveniently shows up on the last day, films a heavily edited video, then runs to Fox News to do a bunch of hits to spread his lies. Benny isn't reporting, he's operating. He's a mouthpiece for the Trump administration and for Erica Kirk. And he'll say whatever he needs to say to maintain his little access and status. And the fact that he is now doing follow-up videos demanding all of us skeptics present evidence is laughable.
I have one question for those who still doubt that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. And that question is this: what is your counter-argument to all of this evidence? If you have one, now's the time that you should be making it. Vibes, dreams, this is not evidence. Feelings, something's off, that's not evidence. What is the evidence here exactly? Can you explain yourselves? Can you punch a hole in the prosecution? Can you?
We've been presenting evidence for the last 10 months, dude. Go check out my timeline, Candace's timeline, Barron's timeline, any of our timelines, and you'll see the evidence that we've laid out. It's not vibes and dreams, as you said. It's actual hard-hitting evidence that proves that there's no way that Tyler Robinson was the killer that day. Matter of fact, it proves that there wasn't even a gunshot. The real evidence, the evidence that actually shows Tyler Robinson is a patsy and has been set up, has been out there for 10 months. We've showed it over and over and over and over again. Benny knows that. He just hopes you won't look for yourself.
Stand by.
Look, guys, I'm not gonna mince words. All right, I'm gonna be blunt because it deserves it, and I'm just gonna say what it was. You see him shooting Charlie. You see him executing Charlie. You see him take the shot. So you've seen the video, and Blake, I know you were there, man, and it was like watching Charlie die all over again, seeing this video. It's the most damning thing I've seen all week for Tyler Robinson. With the zoom in, it just changes everything. It's like watching a completely different video, because the one that zoomed out, you can't even see anything. This one, he walks up. It's just like the officer said earlier in the, I guess it was day one, that he walks up over the guardrail, goes down, and you could see him kind of working on something. And it's, I believe that's when he was assembling the rifle. He then stands up. He runs very quickly across the gravel roof to the edge. And then when he gets to the edge, you see him go down, and he's in the prone position, and it's, they have this clock, like the timestamp that's up, and it's 12:20. I think it's 12:21, 12:22 when he first gets there, and I'm just sitting there like, stop the clock, like don't, like trying to will time to stop, like don't get to 12:23, like just don't get to 12:23. And he gets to 12:23, and you see him take the shot, and he gets back up, and then he runs across, and you've seen the end of it already, where he makes the jump, but it's all there. It's all there. It's on video. It all lines up, and I got very, very angry watching this video in court. I was gripping the seat. I think I almost broke my rosary. And to know that Erica and Charlie's parents had to watch this with Tyler, and he was sitting right there, and he wouldn't even look, by the way. He wouldn't even look. And someone told me that his own monitor was off. He wouldn't even look.
This is that video
as it
that
was being
they're
played.
showing right here. This is what the
Of what he
community
did.
notes are on X.
And the fact that he was so close to us, it is an unspeakable evil. It's, since seeing the original video, this is the worst thing I've seen. This is the worst thing I've seen, other than the actual video of the the gunshot itself.
It says there's no footage of the shot being fired, only statements that the shooter was in a sniper position, then ran away. That is community notes from Reuters. Reuters covered it, and they said that there was no way that they're just lying. They're lying to you. And I'm going to show you what. Let me show you this. Now, this is from Brandy, that was in the courtroom today with Elizabeth Lane and others. Billy Webb was there also, and they're on a podcast. I just cut enough of it out to where you can hear what they had to say about this lie that I don't know if you want to call them right wing, MAGA media, whatever you want to call them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what you want to call them. I don't know if they're getting paid to do this or what, but stand by.
I'm not watching that whole interview that he did for 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah,
But-
just read what he said.
10 months ago today is something he tweeted, which I'm the one that told him that, that it was exactly 10 months, but something he quoted Benny Johnson's tweet, which was absolutely ridiculous, and said, "It was the worst thing I have seen since 9/10."
Oh my gosh. Yes.
About
it was I'm sorry, it was so drama.
Oh my god.
Like, okay, Billy, did you feel this way? Because I was sitting in the courtroom, we were watching the video, and I was kind of just like, what is the point of this? I was just like, there's nothing like crazy in this video. There's nothing new, like really. Like I just the
Here-
fact that Benny Johnson was like, people gasped.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Nobody
no one gasped at all.
Okay.
People were like
And
falling
he
asleep
was also
because they kept
trying
talking
to
about like
say- Go ahead, sorry.
no, I just say like for the longest time they were talking about how, oh, you showed the letter and like that's not allowed. So now we're not showing any more exhibits because you guys messed up and you showed the letter. And then it went into the DNA conversation for a while. And like, oh, there was multiple DNA on the gun. And we're like, oh, that's interesting. Then at the very end, they show this video and I'm sitting there staring at the screen and I'm like, what are we seeing that we haven't already saw? Yes, we did not see the footage of the car driving into the parking garage, which let's just break down what we saw. Car driving into the parking garage. Then the car disappears because it goes in parks, right? And it's like a security camera from a parking garage. Then you see a guy in a maroon shirt walking through the parking garage. Then you see a guy in a maroon shirt walking up the staircase. Then you literally see the same video that we've all seen. The video, it's the same camera angle of the guy jumping off the roof, which is allegedly Tyler Robinson, It's the same camera angle, you guys. All it does is pan over to the left and zooms in slightly, and you see a figure on the roof, but it does not zoom in 4K like Benny Johnson says. You cannot see Tyler Robinson's face. It could be anyone. It literally could be anyone. It does not zoom in well enough at all for you to be able to tell who it is. You can see someone crouching down. You cannot see anyone pulling a trigger. There is no sound. People are saying on oh, there was sound. You could hear the gunshot. That is an absolute lie. No sound at all.
So
That is literally the angle.
This is the video, or this is the photo that you posted on X, Brandy, and it was
Yes.
literally, so tiny man on the roof. It might have been slightly zoomed in like that.
Exactly like that.
It might have been slightly zoomed in, yeah, like that. But it's still a tiny little figure on a roof. It's like
Yeah.
maybe the
Like,
cars on the ground.
I'm
So-
just so
so-
angry about this.
so
because
let me-
they're just blatantly
So let
lying.
me say what he said. Okay, so he posted let's see. The judge told the media to turn off all cameras and allowed the full enhanced footage of the murder to play. Every moment of Tyler Robinson that day captured in full quality HD, zoomed in, some
Stupidest thing I've ever
some
heard.
footage in 4K, tracking all his movements. So what the ladies are saying is it wasn't zoomed into Tyler's face. The entire video was spread and zoomed into. So we want you to get that straight. They didn't zoom into his face. They zoomed the entire video, which you all know. We all know what you do, what it looks like when you're doing that with video and with pictures. Okay, so and it's the same quality as we've seen, and it was enhanced and because it wasn't in its original state, the judge didn't want to see it. Now the only difference from what the other videos that we've all seen already is that maybe the video started a little bit earlier in that sequence than what we've seen before. Okay, so he goes on to say, you can see crystal clear Tyler Robinson's face.
No, you cannot.
No, absolutely.
That is a
not.
blatant lie.
Here's the thing. Exactly. Yes. People are like, oh, they're very strategic with their words so that they don't have to lie. And like full quality HD, some 4K zoomed in. Okay, those things could all be true. I don't know how he would know whether some were 4K and some were HD. I have no clue how he was like, some were even 4K. I could tell with my eyeballs, which were sitting 25 feet away.
They were
the
security
screen.
cameras
There's security cameras.
from a distance.
Yeah.
From a
I wanted to
distance.
tweet about that, but the one that is an absolute lie was Tyler Robinson's face, crystal clear.
Oh my gosh,
Lie.
it could have been
Lie.
anyone on the rooftop. It could have been literally anyone. It was just a black figure. There was no zoomed in 4K footage of anyone's face in any video. Even him walking on the staircase, his head was down. You could not see anyone's face. It's a blatant lie and it pisses me off.
Could you see the gun?
No.
No.
So
no.
yeah,
I mean, it was
No.
far
What
enough
did you
away
see?
that you couldn't even see really you knew a man was there because you had just seen a tiny dot walking. And then
how did you know it was a man? What makes you
Sorry.
if you
It
couldn't
could have been a woman.
if
I
you
I don't know.
you're yelling.
Yeah, a figure.
Okay,
Am I screaming? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm just real.
You're
No,
no.
I'm screaming in her ear. I'm just really heated about this.
I'm
because
gonna
it
be
pisses
deaf
me off.
after a week with Brandy. I swear to God.
I'm a loud person. I scream.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm asking for a specific reason. How did you know if you were sitting in a room alone, you know nothing about the case, you know nothing about who it is, you're looking at the video, how do you know it was a man, Billy?
okay, I'm sorry. I'm not as I need to be more precise and intentional with my words. I don't know it was a man. It was far enough away to where it could have had big boobies and I never would have known.
Okay.
And I saw your tweet about that this morning, Teresa, and I thought that was an amazing tweet because yes, had Tyler Robinson like not been in jail, there's no way that anyone could see this footage and be like, that man is Tyler Robinson. No.
Absolutely.
We're assuming that it's him. because of him being in the courtroom.
Because
like
he's
tweeted.
the topic. Because he's the topic. So if I was sitting in there and they're like, today we're having court because Teresa Bruce did blah blah blah. Would you be able, if you had a picture of me and you watch the video, would you be able to pinpoint me or point me out in a lineup?
I mean,
If you had a
the
picture, and
stairwell
the same with the
videos,
same, yeah,
the stairwell videos,
right.
I'd be like,
So
that's
Yeah, that's that. So it sounds like the lies that they're telling are just exactly that. They're pushing propaganda. I don't know why. You would think that you'd want to know who killed Charlie and not just put it off on somebody that may or may not have done it, right? And again, this is an operation. So I'm going to show you this clip right now. It's a few extra minutes long, but just watch it till the end. It's this guy Ty Norman breaks it down very well about the shooting, and he's using, maybe I should play that clip first. You remember the clip that Candace, I'll play a piece of this. I won't play it all, just play some of it so you get the idea of what clip he used to find this infrared to break down that Charlie was shot in the back of the head. Stand by. I'll just play a little bit of it.
Get to this. And by the way, I think at some point they said they didn't have the footage. They have the footage. Okay. This is Terrell was at his office when he showed me this. And here we go. You can just play this. And if you guys are just on audio, you'll obviously need to come cut this on video because I can't really describe, obviously, the question is being asked. At this moment right here, we had assumed initially that was his recorder or something. I can confirm, you'll see later, that it's whipping fast and it looks white when it whips fast, but that is in fact his necklace. That is his necklace. And I find that for some reason to be very strange that the necklace goes up first.
Minute video that I put out last night. This is it right here, guys. This is it. Okay. This is Tyler Robinson going home right here. What you're looking at is Charlie Kirk with an infrared beam in the back of his head. I told you guys that I would eventually get around to figuring out how to make this infrared beam show up. As you're seeing right here. Matter of fact, look at it. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to point you through it real quick. It's only going to take about 5 minutes to get this done. Look, you see it turn on. Boom, right there. In case you can't see it, look, I want you to pay attention to the circular area. I want you to pay attention to what looks like a reflection of the infrared beam because you can't see that, right? Infrared beams are not, you can't see it with your eye. The camera can't pick it up. But what I figured out is you could get the reflection. So we're getting a reflection that's coming down, and this is the reflection of it basically coming down from that angle. You see how it's angled kind of downward in the middle, from the middle of the circle right here, and watch how all of this moves as a unit as it goes up to here, gets a little bit brighter, and then shuts off. And he shot right at that moment. Look at it. Moving into place. Moving, boom. Shot. You can see it. Moving into place. He shot. One more time. Turns on. Moves into place. Moves up. And he shot. Now I have a couple more just so you can see the infrared beam and how powerful it was. All of this is from Candace's video. Terrell Farnsworth video that was taken down. This is what they don't want you to see. This is what they're trying to hide from the official record. I have been fighting Israel and these people for months. They keep searching my account from Tel Aviv, from Israel. I keep going up against censorship. They know that I'm developing a platform, PenPub, decentralized, uncensored, and global, uncensored, and decentralized. That's what I call it. So they know that I'm doing all of these things and showing everyone these things. They don't want this to be entered into evidence. Terrell Farnsworth video, I already know they don't want this to be entered into evidence because of this, or they want certain redactions because of what I'm showing you right now. If the defense team gets a hold of this and they're able to do what I have done, okay, what I'm teaching you guys that you can do from your cell phone, do not let these people fool you. Don't let them fool you into thinking that we can't figure this out. Yes, we can. This is not JFK and MLK's time. Yeah, there was no cell phones back then. It was much easier for the elite to control what people were seeing and what was disseminated to them. They can't control it now. We all have cameras. There was a bunch of cameras that were there. There was a camera that we saw was right behind Charlie Kirk's head that they took the video footage down. They took the SD cards out and then handed over flash drives to the government after taking the SD cards out. Nonsense. So we have to take what we can get. Candace's video behind Charlie's head was extremely edited. Extremely edited. That's if you can't tell from the white blocks that were in the bottom, right-hand corner of that video. Extreme editing on it. I'm not saying Candace did it, but somebody edited that video. And if that's the video that was turned in for evidence, the one that was showing Candace, look at the white blocks in the bottom right-hand corner of that video. If that's the one, look, here's the white block right here. Now listen, this white block pops up here, but there's even one frame during that video that Candace shows that a huge white block pops up like right here and covers off a massive portion of the screen. I don't know if Candace put that there. I don't know if Terrell Farnsworth put that there. I don't know who put these blocks in the video that Candace showed, but they are there. So if this is the evidence that they're trying to turn in to get Tyler Robinson convicted, this is how flawed it is. And of course, they would want to get some of this stuff blocked out. Okay? If you're seeing this, you're the first person. You're one of the first people in the world to see this. This is the infrared beam reflection on the back of Charlie Kirk's head from the first shot. This was the first shot, okay? You can see it right there as they turn on the beam. Boom, right there from the bird of prey drone. This did not come from the tunnel. This is not a microphone explosion. Okay, microphones don't put beams on the back of their victims' heads and move the beam into place to take a shot. That's what you're seeing, all right? Boom. Do not use cognitive dissonance when you see this because you're so bought into the microphone theory that you think that it's right because the people that told you that are pretty powerful. It's not right. They got it wrong. They've had it wrong a long time with that microphone theory for months and months and months. I've been debunking it. This is what the infrared beam looks like under negative lighting, okay? This is why we turn the lighting negative and play around with it a little bit so we can find exactly what the anomalies are. Look at the hole, okay? And this hole moves with the motion in Candace's video. So it's not like, it's painted there or photoshopped or AI, whatever you want to call it. No, this is real. This is something that's really there, guys and girls. I don't have to play around with you and do trickery. This is very real. Look, you see that? I mean, this is sad. Now, the second hole came from this guy. These two people in this picture agree with me. And that's why they're looking at him like this, because they know. Okay? They know what they just heard. She was looking down at her cell phone and heard a pop right next to her ear. Is when she looks up, she looks directly at him. Okay? He used a pinfire palm pistol. A pinfire palm pistol. Okay? That's what he used. A pinfire palm pistol so that he could assassinate Charlie Kirk. This is underneath Charlie Kirk's shirt. This is the bruising in between his nipples in the middle of his chest right there. You can see the blood from the bruising coming down. The bruising had already started. The pinfire actually, it's about the size of a BB. It's about 2 millimeters big. It actually hit his chest, caused an impact. I show all of this in the video, frame by frame. You can see the blood coming down right here. And it exited through his body out the back behind the chair where he was sitting down. I show another video of Dan Flood kind of looking at this exit hole out the back of his t-shirt. No blood there, just like there was no blood on the front of his shirt because so much was gushing out by his neck. I know folks will ask me about that, all right? And he's shown here, right here, dripping from the wound above and behind the right ear, okay? So there was a lot of blood, and they're holding his head right there. There's a lot of blood that's also coming from his head, and people don't realize that because there's a big hole in his head, as you just saw in those other images. Not all the blood is coming from his neck. Here goes that pressurized hole I was telling you about in the front of his shirt. That's the one from Rick Cutler, okay? That's the one where the girl looked up like, whoa, what is going on here? That's it. This is the path of the infrared beam. When you see the beam here on the corner of Frank's cell phone for the first time, this beam had just dropped down off of Charlie. It wasn't going up towards Charlie. It had just dropped off of Charlie after the shot. The shot had already entered Charlie. The beam dropped down as the drone was trying to get away, I'm sure. And it nipped the corner of Frank's cell phone screen. And there's the shot. Now, there's also a drone going through the tunnel this way at the same time that Charlie was shot. And there's a couple other frames, 1 and 2, like over here. That's a drone. Okay, Jason Goodman shows that in his tunnel theory, and that's been debunked a long time ago. But that's a drone. okay, that's going through the tunnel. And I suspect that Frank Turk is actually watching that drone footage on his phone. So that's a different story for another day. But this is how Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Okay, I want to show you guys. Yeah, and this is the people that did it. These are some of the people that are responsible. BB is not in this picture, but he should be in this picture too. Okay, and this is how Charlie Kirk felt about the people that did it, especially her. Okay, so and that's exactly why he's looking that way. All right, he found out who she was. He knows exactly who she was. This is me and Drewski, the person who's made the biggest video on the planet about Charlie Kirk, and we all really appreciate that. He brought a lot more. Comedians bring a lot more awareness to the situation than people realize. So this is the Bird of Prey drone platform. I'm going to keep this a little bit short so I can keep this video under 10 minutes. This is what assassinated Charlie Kirk. These basically keep a rifle on them, and they can move in swarms. They can surveil a whole area, as you're seeing here. Now, this is from the 10-minute video that's in my Charlie's Closure article. You're welcome to go see that video. I'm not going to really blow this up more than what it is, but these super fast drones can fly into position, pick shot, be gone in no time whatsoever, and be headed right back to the airplane that they came from. That's what we're looking at. This is a very heavy duty, high power, very fast drone that is able to cause massive damage, right? And that's exactly what happened. That's how the C2 to C7 got broken in Charlie's neck. And that's exactly why he's no longer here. It's right there, guys and girls. He was clearly shot behind his head. All right. So a lot of people try to gaslight me for months. A lot of my supporters are hitting me up. We don't know why they're not hitting you up, man. We don't know what's going on. I've been showing all of this stuff for over 9 months now. So, I'm a little jaded because people have just let it get this far. And Tyler Robinson could have been out there a minute ago. There you go. I'm showing you. He's actually already hit right here. Boom. So by the time you see it on the screen, he's actually already hit. So it's already hit. The infrared is dropping down and getting up out of there. So that's why it looks like that. But yeah, guys and girls, I want you to see it firsthand for yourself so you know. All right. Don't let nobody else tell you different. Stay alert, stay alive. Do me a favor. Tell somebody to tell somebody.
All right. So a couple things about this now, and I've done extensive research with this guy's videos and other people's videos and all this stuff, and I have a theory. Now, it's just a theory, but if you remember, um, in the beginning of this whole investigation, Candace talked about the Egyptian planes. Now, in a couple weeks, I don't know, few shows back, I showed the Egyptian plane. We did a thing on the flight patterns of Egyptian planes. So the first plane came in 2 hours early from coming from Texas, and it did the loop and it went down under 200 feet. My theory is they exited the drone then, and the drone was in the area. And then they took the shot. And then 20 minutes after Charlie Kirk was shot, that same plane came back across Provo and dropped down below 200 feet and picked up that drone. That's my theory. And it lines up. It really does. It really lines up. So that's what I think has happened. Now, the lavalier mic could be a secondary third thing. Because remember, this is an operation. This isn't just like some dude shooting, from a building. This is a military operation. And there's very possible that they had that lavalier mic too. Because remember, the next month after the Charlie Kirk assassination, the place that makes the explosives for the lavalier mic blew up and 16 people were killed in Tennessee that were the manufacturers of the mic of that whatever that material was called that goes in the lavalier mic for these kind of operations, military operations, right? What's it called? I'd have to go back through my notes because my brain don't work like it used to. I'm getting older every day. But so think about it. The plane comes in, the drone gets released, it goes to wherever it's going, turns around, comes back a couple hours later, 20 minutes after Charlie's killed, the plane drops down again. They get the drone. It's gone, right? And then remember, allegedly, remember this, the day that that chemical plant or that explosive plant, whatever it's called, in Tennessee blew up, Pete Hegseth dropped down to that site, didn't stop, but went and looked at that site when he was doing he was going somewhere, went down to that site because they tracked it on the plane on the I can't think of what it's called right now, the thing that they track the planes with, right? All this stuff lines up really well, right? And they've been talking about the lavalier mic. They found all that stuff in the SUV. It's very possible that that was also, to make sure that nothing went off, or could be anything. It's a military operation. They shot him in the chest so that it would look like he got shot from the Losi building. So he got shot in the chest, right? This shot right here, that the blood is an exit wound. You ask anybody that's not paid for by Israel or whatever about that neck wound, they'll tell you it's an exit wound. Anybody that's got any common sense, anybody that's a hunter or a military operator, all that stuff, they'll tell you that's an exit wound. That's not an entry wound. There's no way in hell that's not an entry wound. So share this information everywhere, man. You just got to get this information out to everybody. People need to know the truth, and we're going to do more on this in the days to come. There's supposed to be a big video coming out that puts it all together. So all the different things, and I'm working on getting that information so I can show you. And I know the infrared's hard to see, but if you put it all together, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. And remember the cavitation, the low cavitation being shot here and coming out here, it causes your body to go like this. He's sitting in a chair, so he can't. All that's why his neck swelled up. That's why it went like that, and he went down and then he went over. If you think about it, remember how it happened? That's from cavitation from being shot in the neck downward. So anyway, I hope this helps. We'll be back on Monday. Monday, we're going to do a show on Monday, 8 o'clock. We'll be back. I want to apologize for not being here last night. I had something going on, like I told you earlier. Please share this information everywhere. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Check out the description for our sponsors. Please support us if you can. Really do appreciate it. And we'll see you on Monday. God bless you all. Be safe out there. We're going to get into Iran war on Monday because it's really heating up. But I needed to get this out. I've been working on this. I had to get this done. And the Iran war is not good. And we're going to get into that on Monday. There's a lot going on with that right now. So we'll see you then. God bless you all. Have a good night. Thank you for being here.